I've been in contact throughout the day with the Met Police Commissioner, with the head of counter-terror policing and with members of the local community. I want to thank the heroic police officers, Jewish volunteers who volunteer for Shomrin and Hatzalah for their response to the actions of this terrorist. But for their response, more Jewish Londoners may well have been attacked and may well have been injured even worse than the two have been attacked today. I'm angry, I'm appalled, I'm disgusted that Jewish people are going to bed frightened. They're waking up frightened. They're living their lives frightened. This is no way to live. I'm appalled and angry that over the last few weeks we've seen places of worship attacked because they are Jewish, buildings attacked because they are Jewish, Londoners attacked because they are Jewish. It is incredibly important that those of us that aren't Jewish show allyship and support to our Jewish brothers and sisters. We've seen over the last few weeks Londoners scared because they are Jewish. And what the community will see over the course of the next few days is additional police officers in and around the community, but more support and solidarity from non-Jewish Londoners as well.
I think the most shocking thing, both for the Jewish community and for Londoners and the wider community, will be that this has happened so much in recent weeks. Buildings have been attacked, ambulances have been set alight, all in the Jewish community in the last 4 weeks. And this morning there was a man running down the street with a knife attacking people who were identifiably Jewish.
I've lived in London all my life. There's been antisemitism faced by Londoners throughout my life and actually for the last few decades. I've never seen the sort of fear my friends, colleagues and neighbours are feeling because they are Jewish. I've never experienced this level of attacks on Jewish people across our country. We saw last year at a Jewish festival an attack on a synagogue in Manchester. We've seen this year during Jewish festival an attack on places of worship, on ambulances, and today 2 Jewish Londoners are fighting for their lives. People are scared. Jewish people are scared. Parents are scared. Children are scared. Teachers are scared. It cannot be right. There's simply by virtue of a school being a Jewish school, it requires additional protection. Simply by virtue of a place of worship being a synagogue, it requires additional protection. Simply by virtue of people being Jewish, there needs to be volunteers who represent and act and work in Shomrim and the Community Security Trust. From City Hall, we're going to carry on supporting the Jewish community, carry on investing in the CST and in our police. But if up until today, non-Jewish people haven't waken up to the rise of antisemitism and the fear our friends and neighbours and colleagues are feeling, this must be a wake-up call.
Yeah, I mean, you see it very much as a wake-up call today, do you? I mean, the police are saying they are treating it as a terror attack, and they've made a very early call on labelling it a terrorist incident.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, and my team are concerned, and the police are concerned, this isn't a wake-up call because we know the fear faced by Jewish people. But I'm hoping that those Londoners, those across the country who may not know the fear our friends are facing will see this as what it is, which is an attack on all of us. An attack on a Jewish Londoner is an attack on our country. An attack on a synagogue is an attack on our capital city. This attack today has spread terror in the Jewish community, not just in London, not just across the country, but across the globe. Our response must be equal.
Can you understand those who will criticise the response over the last 4 weeks, where promises were made about extra police patrols, about more security, about visible policing, and say, we're hearing that again now. Why will it make a difference this time? It hasn't stopped today's attack.
Well, I've seen since October 2023 the consequences of the increase in anti-Semitism. I've spoken to on a regular basis friends, colleagues and neighbours who are Jewish, who are frightened. I've spoken to parents who are frightened. I've spoken to grandparents who are frightened. I've spoken to Holocaust survivors who are frightened. And it's really important, in addition to the police, the security services, the government, City Hall, and the authorities doing what we can, but I think ordinary Londoners have a responsibility to show allyship and solidarity to Jewish people.
Is there a concern that perhaps the Jewish community will lose faith in the Metropolitan Police because of events like this and because of promises that were made before about extra security.
As appalled and disgusted and angry as I am at what's happened today, I'm so proud of the heroic police officer. I'm so proud of the Jewish volunteers who work for Schomrin. I'm so proud of the Jewish Londoners who work for Hatzalah. We've seen today the very worst of humanity in the acts of this terrorist. We've also seen today the very best of humanity, the very best of London. And I'm sure I speak on behalf of all Londoners, whether you're Jewish, Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, Hindu, members of organised faith or not, in saying that in our thoughts and prayers today and tonight will be the two Londoners who have been attacked today and are fighting for their life for no other reason but because they're Jewish.
A final one to you. What reassurance can you give, and what will change actually on the streets of London in terms of a visible reassurance for the Jewish community?
Well, I've been speaking today not just to the head of counter-terror policing, not just to the head of the Met Police Service, but also to representatives of the government and representatives of the local community to see what more we can do and we must do, not just to ensure that Jewish people feel safe, but are safe. Quite clearly, they are not, because quite clearly we've seen people attacked because they are Jewish. We've seen places of worship attacked because they are Jewish places of worship. We've seen buildings attacked because they're perceived as being Jewish buildings. And we've seen this heightened fear getting worse and worse and worse. That is not acceptable in London. That's not acceptable in our country. We will not tolerate that.
So what does that look like on the streets then?
So the Commissioner has confirmed that today there'll be even more additional policing than there's been over the last few weeks. He's confirmed they're working with the counter-terror team, but also with other partners. We'll see what more can be done over the next few days and weeks. The key thing that he and I are determined to do is to make this permanent, rather than a situation where you see a rise and a fall, and a rise and a fall of additional police officers. What's clear at the events of the last few weeks and months is we need a permanent increased visibility in this community to deter bad people and terrorists from trying to attack this community, but also to reassure this community that they'll be protected.